Hey guys, Ken from Rainflower Farms here. I've just got a couple potatoes sprouting up even higher today. All of them look really, really good. There's some of them, except for this one. Started noticing a lot of holes in them. And that one too. That one as well. Let's take a look at the other ones. Those are good. A little bit of holes starting there, not much. Looking good. Couple, no holes. Does anyone know what these holes are? Also having a problem with my squash. Watermelon squash. Just put some eggshells down. Like this new leaf's coming in nice and green. However, this one went yellow, it's crisper. White around the edges. But this, I thought it was powder mildew, but it almost looks like sunspots. Whereas this one's coming in lush. But then same thing with the other leaves. Same with these ones. Can anyone tell me what's going on here? I don't see what is up. I tried putting on some, I was told to put baking soda or vinegar or mouthwash, and I just happen to have some soap mixed with thieves oil. So I put it on a couple of them. I had no idea if that was gonna work. So I didn't put it on all of them. I didn't want to kill everything. I figured this is the point where we got our clover put in yesterday. I'm just gonna stick to one path. Most of the stuff's doing pretty good. I just started to notice today a little bit more bean growth. A little bit more bean growth. Second sprout's coming through. Is there any more? Just a weed. Get that one. Comes up again with two hands. We got some good growth here. This is the only watermelon that's really good. Here's another watermelon, same thing. I thought it was powder mildew. I don't know if it was powder mildew, but we're just starting to build another section out here. 100 feet. I'm gonna put it on a bit more angle that way. I'm gonna follow some of the lay of the land with the, instead of just straight and square. I'm gonna put more arc to it. I'm gonna use it more of a permaculture. The beds in here, I've got a bunch of them that are different heights. I decided to start putting the covers on them at nighttime, see if that helps stop this. I don't know if that's happening because of the cold weather. Also too, yesterday I planted the potatoes and I just dug holes. The first time we planted them, we used the hoe, the actual garden hoe, the handheld hoe, not the hoe, the excavator. And we used the hoe to build trenches, and that's how I plopped them in yesterday because I didn't feel like going and decontaminate the hoe from the construction site. I just figured just digging some holes. But then a friend of mine told me that the best way for drainage is actually to dig a trench and plant them like that to help combine the moisture. But back over here, the next section I'm going to start off with putting some buckwheat down. My friend with the beehives and family's got the beehives said they need a water source, so that was the big reason why I wanted to go back there and find water. So I think that's where we'll probably put the beehives back there. It's far enough away the kids can't go crazy. Not that they won't find a way. And it's far enough away that I can contain it. I'll put a fence around it so it's got its own area. I'll contain the water around it. The kids can't. I don't want them going near a water source anyways. We got a couple spots I got to contain that way. So I've got them very limited right now where they go. They get a screaming at from across the way if they step outside that boundary. I'm having to be a little pushy with my kids right now just to get them to understand the safety. Whoa, this one's really going good. So look at this one. But we're starting to get some, I don't know if that's powder mildew or naturally how it grows, but if someone could tell me, I have no idea here. But it doesn't wipe off, but I don't know if that's There's no residue in my hand. But we'll see. I've killed more plants than I've grown now by triple fold. So, same effect thing. They're curling up, they're going white. New growth is coming in strong. I'm afraid to put chemicals on them because the last thing we want on this farm is chemicals. I've raised my kids since the moment my daughter was born. I've basically spoon-fed her organic food, and there was definitely times along that way where I couldn't afford to eat myself, but I made sure that they had organic food. A client of mine who became a friend taught me a little bit about organic and how much less I could eat. People say it's twice as much money, but they don't really factor in that you're eating half as much to get the same nutrients. And I know I can get through a day twice as strong on organics than I can otherwise. So here's cucumbers. They're doing pretty good. And this is peppers. What kind, I don't remember. Maybe next season I'll have a better documentation of it, but right now I don't have the time of day to do that. So I'm kind of trying to do everything I possibly can. A bunch of the cucumbers, by putting the lids over them last night, came in stronger. That one definitely grew. It's got another sprout coming through. That's got the second sprout. That's got the second sprout. Second sprout. That one definitely grew last night. And then all the ones that shriveled up and died or are in the process of shriveling up and dying. This is where we did our potatoes last night. Didn't quite bury them all. Get to that later. Sometimes I find with the kids it's very hard to accomplish anything. Husbands, say thank you to your wives because, well, I know what hard work's like, and longest shift I've ever done is 92 hours straight with no sleep in between. Maybe a quick 30-second not over, but no sleep. Hardest work week, and I tell you, 18 hours with my cuties that I love with all my heart is very hard. So when you come home and you think that your wife hasn't been doing anything, she's been double timing you all day long. I struggle. It takes, I start getting stuff ready for them at 6 in the morning, and I'm lucky if I get to the 3:40 ferry. So that's why we're spending more time camping here, because as long as I pack enough food. I've also had to teach them how not to open up the cooler, otherwise my food goes bad quick and I got to go over. So what we're trying to do here is 2 days here full time. I can get up super early before they get up, make sure I got breakfast waiting for them when they wake up, or as soon as they start waking up, they just want daddy huggies for the first 30 minutes and then they start crying for food. Lily, about like clockwork, about every 20 minutes says, "I'm hungry, you never give me any food," and then I go stuff her face full, and then she's good, and then 20 minutes later Titan just follows the same. So yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle to get all this done at the same time. My third hernia is acting up. I had a double hernia last year right at the same time as my clavicle. Well, 6 days later I broke my clavicle in 3 places, 20-something screws, a couple plates, and then double hernia. And then because trying to build that house for my parents, I pushed my limits coming out of surgery too quick, and I got a third hernia. And I thought I got rid of it, but it feels like I'm starting to get more pains in my organs and stuff like that. I don't know if that was COVID related or whatever it is, but my insides just aren't my body isn't what it used to be, that's for darn sure. So pushing limits isn't what it used to be either. So I realize now I need to take a little bit of a step back as far as how hard I'm pushing my limits, because there is a lot to go. Now that is the crispest one. I just planted that yesterday. So this one too, I just planted yesterday. I'm thinking that this is a lot of some of the problems I've been having has to do with the cold temperature maybe. The potatoes are doing really strong as long as I keep covering them, but I find as they're growing, now that they're up about 6-8 inches, I better get fill back on them again, because I want to make that hump as big as possible. I want to make that whole sectional over there, so 20 feet away from the fence. I want to make that all organic potatoes and just keep humping it and humping it and humping it, even if I got to bring in a slinger truck to hump a bunch more soil to keep the production of it going, because I've lost access with the excavator now. I wanted to create this one section where it basically forces me to do labor. I need to get myself back in the physical condition again. Too many years of being slobby and chilling too much time on the boat. Time to get working hard again. So with that being said, I'm gonna go get on the field. I've got this machine transferring over to another one of my employees next week, which is sad, but I need to keep him busy. I've got too many machines here with my name on it. I say my name on it because I'm trying to make sure everyone has got at least 4 or 5 of their own machines that no one else touches but them. And that's how we're able to start being able to open up the company slightly again. We've only got one guy's full-time. He's doing like 70 hours a week every week, so he's doing all right. My other guy, I've got him up to about 30 to 40 hours a week, and I want to get him up to about 60. I'd rather give these guys a lot more overtime and have less contamination in the company. So, but anyways, long and short, I'm going to give him that machine next week, go on to another project, which means when I get it back, it'll sit here for 2 weeks. So that means I got to get everything done between now and Tuesday. Project starts Wednesday, might delay it till Thursday, but we need to get as much as we can going in the company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip a section that I can manage. So my thought process is these are my glory beds. If I had to do stuff worst case, I can use my track skid steer. That thing will dig dirt. I might just get my welder over here and weld some teeth on it just to help me to toss the soils better, or bring over a smaller tooth bucket to do that. But yeah, we're gonna get a section cleared out for buckwheat and then slowly start moving these beds. They're at about 50 feet right now. I'm gonna get them extended to 100 feet, then I'm gonna build a roadway. I was gonna build a roadway in between, but I think I'll just build where the little tractor can get in between. Other than that, I don't want to section out another 14 feet of it. We've still got a big stockpile of fish compost. I haven't used too much of it. I'm a little nervous to use that when they're seedlings, because I know we also use it as weed control when we're selling. I own Lancefield Gravel Mart, so when we're selling it at the Gravel Mart, I always caution people on it because the people we buy from cautioned us as well. And that's Earthbank Soils out of Parksville. Anyways, guys, the kids are preoccupied. I need to get on that machine, so have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.